What's going on? What's going on, people? See, this time I got a different setup. I can actually see what's going on in front of me. Hopefully, my audio is coming through a little bit better now. Trying to get this game on my TV because the NFL is once again dropping the ball and can't get Game Pass to work right away. But they usually have a whole bunch of shenanigans going on before they actually start the game. All right, so got it pulled up here. They always make me sign in every time. Every time I get on Game Pass, they make me re-sign in. I don't get it. I do not get this at all, man. Always make me re-sign into to this Game Pass thing. But yeah, the starters again are supposed to not be playing. I think right now I'm probably missing snaps, but none of the starters are in there. All right, finally got this thing pulled up. Looks like they're kicking off on my screen. I'm probably a little bit behind. Get this turned down. 82 degrees. McLaughlin will kick it off from left to right. All right. Kickoff right here. Who's back to return it? CJ Board is back there again. And no return right here. So this time we're not going to get the Giants stream. We're going to get the Browns stream on Game Pass. And I'm pretty sure everywhere but New York, you're going to get the Browns stream. But look to see who's out there. It looks like the complete second team offensive line out there. I don't see anybody out there. I think Harrison's out there. So yeah, they must have been happy with what they saw from the offensive line last week. Oh, who's that? CJ Board again on that reverse. Garrett likes using Board a lot in these like reverse runs. But yeah, this is complete second team out here. Last time, at least the first team offensive line was out there last time, but this time it's nobody out there. So again, we'll see how this goes and how long I'll stay in this stream because it can start to get really boring after a while. Hopefully we get some better quarterback play. But we're really running the ball to start this game off, and that's Devontae Booker getting a nice little 11, 12 yards. People have been doubting Devontae Booker a lot, but I think he's a good player. I really do think he's a good player. But this second team offensive line is doing pretty well so far. Second team on second team, high snap. Glennon hits Booker back over the middle. That's a solid 6 yards. Solid 6 yards right there. Let me see if I can pull this up on ESPN like I usually do so you all can follow as the game is going along. Let's see if I can pull this up. And I'm like, what? I didn't understand why people just were like, we have to replace Mike Glennon after he had like 2 drives in the first game, and now look at Glennon airing it out. Oh, he missed David Sills by a couple of steps. Greedy Williams in coverage right there. Yeah, he missed David Sills by about 1 or 2 steps, but I think Sills had a step on him. Sills definitely had a step on him. What's going on, Honey Pot? I just noticed that right there. But yeah, 3rd and 4 right here, right around midfield. Devontae Booker motions back into the backfield. 3, 2. The ball's got to get snapped. Snap. Solid protection. If Glennon was a little bit faster, he'd be running for that. And I think we got a drop right there. They're saying we got a drop right there. That's 15. That's a drop pass. We can't have that. Yeah, that pass was too low, but that might be questionable. I don't know. Guys, give me 1 second. All right. So we just punted this off. Horrible tackling so far. Someone's going to lose their job over that. I couldn't tell who that was, who got down there first and missed that tackle on Dimitri Felton. But Dimitri Felton's pretty shifty, so I wouldn't think too much of it. Kind of light in the stream today, though. If we don't get some more people in here, I'll probably wrap it up pretty early. But yeah, I mean, Felton is really shifty. I don't know who was coming down there to make that tackle, but they did not do a good job of making that tackle. Hopefully, this volume isn't coming in too much. I don't want to get copyrighted. You said how do you drop that? It was a really low throw. Said as much as I want to see more of our starters in the preseason, I can't see our starters staying healthy the full 17 games. That's a good point. That's a good point. I do mind seeing our backup just because I just want to see our starting quarterback go out there and just get a drive, just get it out of the way. But I can definitely see that of 17 games. But I mean, if you look at a lot of teams, a lot of teams they go through 17 games and their star players don't get injured. So it's possible. It's just a little bit more difficult. What's going on, Clip Trip? So Case Keenum. Case Keenum is one of the more solid backup quarterbacks in the league, I'll say. I know Mike Glennon is trash, but I don't think Mike Glennon is trash for a backup quarterback. We haven't seen too much of him to really be, And you got to realize too that if Mike Glennon plays for us, it'll be with Kenny Galladay, Sterling Shepard, Saquon. That was a nice rush by David Moa, but he still was able to get that away to. Is that Felipe Frank? No, that's not Felipe Franks. I don't know who this tight end is, but he was able to get it over to him. But yeah, there was pressure in his face, but he stayed calm and he got it. He got it to him. Julian Love and Reggie Ragland make that tackle. Another first down right there. Dearness Johnson. I think he's been with that team for a couple of years. Do you think it would have? No, absolutely not. Josh Rosen is there's no. I think that Mike Glennon is better than Josh Rosen. First of all, I've seen Josh Rosen play for years in the NFL, and he has never looked better than what Mike Glennon has looked like. For most of his career. Josh Rosen is just a former first round pick, so he has that mystique. But as far as how he's played on the field, he's never really looked that good. I mean, if you want a high end backup quarterback that's not going to have any drop off, you will be looking for people like, and there you go, they give up a first down right there. You'll be looking for people like Marcus Mariota and looking for people who are like 10, 12, 13 million a year. And that's just not going to happen. Like, we're not going to pay a backup that much money. When you look at it, would you rather have Kenny Galladay or a backup quarterback? It really doesn't make any sense to, like, we shouldn't be this worried about a backup quarterback. Because if you look at Mike Glennon and you look at why am I forgetting the dude's name? Colt McCoy. There's not much difference between them, and I think Mike Glennon offers a lot more. Colt McCoy was a check down artist. Mike Glennon at least has the arm to get the ball down the field, but the Browns are putting together a nice little drive. They're actually, doing a little bit of scheming, a little bit of razzle dazzle. That's JoJo Natson right there. Yeah, I mean, Case Keenum is probably, I would say, a better backup quarterback than Mike Glennon, but most backup quarterbacks I doubt in this league are better than Mike Glennon. I really don't think so. Now, Clayton Thorson last week, that dude was horrible. But you do what you do. First of all, we're not going to keep three quarterbacks. So you just go out there and you just sign anybody who you think that you can develop a little bit to eventually become a backup. And this misdirection from the Browns offense is killing this backup Giants defense. They have got to step up because I see Zimenez out there. I see Julian Love out there. So these are some of our starters. They're going to need to step up. I'm not sure. Do I see Ojulari out there today? Because I haven't noticed Ojulari. Let's see. That might be him at the top. That's Zimenez. Zimenez with some nice hands right there. He got blocked though. Yeah, this tackling is bad. Xavier McKinney with a nice little hit though. But these they're getting killed on the ground. I mean, you got David Moa, Raymond Johnson in there. Yeah, I mean these are all our backups. There's a couple of guys in there. I think Zimenez was in there on the last play. We got McKinney and Love back there on the back end, but they're not really run stoppers. They're way back off of the line of scrimmage. The defensive line right there is there. We don't have Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, so he almost fumbled that snap. And look at that. McKinney came up there that time and got a little physical. Basically, right now, the only thing we can look at is players making individual plays. So if I don't think Azeez got a jersey today because I don't see him out there, but if we saw someone like Azeez or Zimenez or McKinney make a big play, we can say that's a good sign. But other than that, it's not much that we can really talk about here because a lot of these guys are not going to be playing, or if they play, they'll be very rotational. David Moa has been getting, and that's horrible coverage, but he recovered. That's Madre Harper right there. Yeah, it's twos on twos, second strings on second string. Right now, they got their third or fourth string running back in there, but they got a bunch of good running backs. So, but as far as their tight ends and receivers, these are all second stringers. Same thing with the defense. Everybody has got their second team out there right now, and it's just like I guess since we had the joint practice, they felt like they didn't need to send the starters out there for both sides. But every other team in the league, it seems like it's gotten to watch their starters go out there and play. At least, some starters played yesterday over a quarter. So, I mean, for them to say that, there's Case Keenum taking off. Oh, look at Zimenez. Is that a sack? I don't know. I think he got back to the line. But Zimenez right there really hawked down Case Keenum. Couldn't let them turn that corner. So that's a nice red zone stop. Let's see if they'll go for it. Let's see if they'll go for it here. I think they're going to go for it. So this will be a nice little momentum boost for his second string defense if they can stop them here on 4th and goal. So you got that's Carter Coughlin on the inside. Zimenez drops back into coverage again. And that is awful coverage by Madre Harper. This time he wasn't able to recover and gives up a touchdown. It was like he was there. He just didn't have any wherewithal and knowledge of where the ball was in the air. So I'm guessing that Madre Harper is probably our what? 7th corner? I'm not sure like where he will rank. I don't think he's really that high on the depth chart. But he was in position right there. It just seemed like he couldn't locate the ball. Doesn't seem like he was, he knew where the ball was. I'm not aware if Josh Jackson is out there, if Keon Crossan is out there right now. I got to figure out who number 28 is because I think I've seen him out there a couple of times. Let's pull up the Giants roster. I think 28 is Josh Jackson. But I can't honestly say one guy. I guess the only guy I'm looking at consistently, probably McKinney out there. McKinney's out there. Julian Love's out there. Zimenez is out there. Carter Coughlin is out there. Reggie Ragland is out there. So those guys will play a lot for us. But let's see. 28. 28 is Quincy Wilson. Okay, so we really got like bottom of the roster guys out there playing right now. So our bottom of the roster guys are playing against their second string guys right now. Let's see if I can find Josh Jackson's number. Does he have one yet? Josh Jackson is number 27. Okay. But I can't see myself staying throughout this entire game to stream this because it's going to really start getting really slow paced. And it's just I think after this, they're only cutting 5 players again. So there's a bunch of guys right here that aren't going to make the roster eventually. So they're going to cut 5 players again after this game. And then the game after is when they cut down all the way to 53. So they go from 80 to 53 after August 31st. On August 31st is when they make those cuts. So right now we're seeing a lot of fluff, a lot of guys who are not going to be on the team. And like I can sit and watch it, but I don't know if I really have the patience to sit and watch it, on stream and talk about every play. Because a lot of times nothing is happening. It gets sloppy and guys just aren't ready to be out there. All right. I don't know who 12 is. Is that that's not Higgins. All right, so the Giants offense is set to come back out there. I'm telling y'all, Mike Glennon is going to put together a couple of drives, a couple of solid drives. Last drive was okay. He's just not a mobile guy, so when he was throwing on the run, it was very inaccurate. But let's see what the offensive line can do. We got Pettis in the slot. We got Sills out there. We got Board on the other side. Caden Smith at tight end. Let's get it. Caden Smith across the formation. 3 down linemen for the Browns. That's 4, right? That is blocked up beautifully right there. That's like 7 yards, 6 yards. This Giants second string offensive line is actually blocking pretty well. Now, maybe the Browns just don't have any depth, but this offensive line looks pretty good to me. I don't really see much people coming through. I see them getting pushed every time they run the football. So far, they look good. Now they got Rising John in there at the second tight end spot. Screen to Pettis. There goes Pettis getting that extra 6 yards, getting that first down. So yeah, the offense is moving a little bit. It's a little bit more exciting than last week. I mean, last week was a complete snoozer. At least the Browns are actually doing something, because it was awful because the Jets and the Giants weren't doing anything last week. Kind of hard to watch. So that was Mike Glennon's first completed pass. They're moving Dante Pettis around some more. You're seeing a lot more motion in the offense this year. Clean pocket for Glennon. Checks it down. I think that had to be Mike Glennon's second pass, actually, that first time. So that's his third completed pass to Rashad Penny on another check down for about 7 yards right there, 2nd and 3. Andrew Billings is in there. I think that's Darren Lee at linebacker for the Browns. I don't really see much depth here at along the defensive ends, the pass rushers for the Browns, but nonetheless, the Giants' offensive line is doing their thing. There's a nice. That's what I mean by Devontae Booker. He doesn't go down on first contact. He plays bully ball, and we're seeing some of that right now. But it looks like Corey Clement. He's not getting much playing time right now. Maybe he'll get in there in a little while, but I don't see Corey Clement out there. So maybe that means that Devontae Booker has gotten demoted down to running back 3. Oh, there's Malcolm Smith right there from the Seahawks. Younger brother is Steve Smith. I hate that play design right there. Something that I saw last year where you had, I don't like that play design right there, where you got 2 guys sitting there and they're both covered. That's how guys bobble the ball and things. Like at that point, and actually someone was open. Someone was open about 10 yards downfield coming across the field, but he was locked in on those 2 guys. Next play. This time we got, who is 15? I cannot remember who 15 is. Devontae Booker is running hard, man. Running hard. I'm telling people Devontae Booker is an upgrade over Wayne Gallman. They run exactly the same way, except Devontae Booker has some more speed, and I think he's a little bit more powerful too. And he's a much better pass blocker. Probably is better at holding on to the football. But this offensive line, again, is getting a nice push. We've pretty much been bullying our way down the field. More motion before the snap. Devontae Booker again. I mean, Glennon is checking his way all the way down this field right here. Let's see who's out there. 15. Alex Bachman. Why am I forgetting that's Alex Bachman? Yeah, that is Alex Bachman. That's 15. This time we got Rising John in there. I just got some message in a group chat about Rising John, so I'm guessing he's going to make a play right here. He's down here in that tight end spot, right up the seam. Rising John. That's a nice play for Rising John right there. Glennon can get that ball down the field, man. I'm telling you. So if Glennon goes out here and has a crazy good game, are people gonna stop the narrative that we need to trade everything away for a backup quarterback? All right, I think this will be a run right here. Continue to establish that run. All right, 2nd and 9 right here. Second and 9. Mike Glennon back in the shotgun. That is a nice throw. You got CJ Board fighting for a touchdown, and he's down at like the 1 inch away from the touchdown marker. That was a nice throw to CJ Board, and he almost got in the end zone. I think if CJ Board can continue to be this solid in the receiving game, I just don't think there's any spot for David Sills on the team. And that just seems like as the sixth receiver, you got to play special teams, and CJ Board has been doing it at a high level. David Sills is mostly just a receiver, which isn't bad. But as a sixth guy, you got to play some special teams. So now you got no receivers on the field, 3 tight ends, fullback. They're just going to punch it in. Devontae Booker easily gets in there from a yard out. I mean, Devontae Booker is the perfect guy to have on the goal line right there. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why they ever doubted Devontae Booker. Like it was no reason to doubt Devontae Booker, man. He had a bad game last week. He had some holes that he didn't hit, but he's got to get some chemistry going with these guys. And Kenny Wiggins, how about Kenny Wiggins bouncing back? I think the Giants are a playoff team this year. We have to stay healthy. We got to stay healthy in the interior, the offensive line, especially. We got to get some of these receivers back. We need Saquon to play at least, at least half or more than half of the season. But I think if a bunch of things don't go wrong, the Giants should be in the playoffs. And what do I say? I mean, I guess the playoffs should be about 10 wins this year. I think 10 wins gets us in whether we win the division or not. I mean, the vibe for preseason games, even with fans back in here, has just been so. I mean, it's just such a low, low energy kind of moment, man. Especially when you don't see your starters out there, you feel like it just doesn't matter because it doesn't. But you don't get as excited when people score and people don't make big plays. It's kind of boring. And this is Ryan Santoso about to kick the ball off. News has been saying that we've been getting some calls about trading for Ryan Santoso. Yeah, that's right, Calvin. It was a good looking drive. We had some nice running. We had some nice big pass play to the tight end. We've been expecting Rising John to make a play like that, and he finally made one down the seam. And that just seems like the perfect. Like if Evan Ingram ever has to miss time, it seems like Rising John. I don't know if he's as athletic as Evan Ingram, but he sure is taller, and he could be someone that's fighting for that last spot. I mean, you got Evan Ingram, you got Caden Smith, you got Kyle Rudolph, and if Rudolph starts off injured, then you probably end up throwing either Cole Hicatini or Rising John out there. All right. Browns are trying to get back to running that football. Demetric Felton for 4. So let's see who out there. See who's out there. BJ Hill. is out there. Zimenez is out there. Ragland is still out there. Okay, end of the first quarter right here. So another boring preseason game without our starters even playing a single snap. I understand they scrimmaged pretty much these past 2 days or 3 days, I guess, not counting yesterday. Um, not much going on, man. Not much going on. You would have loved to see Andrew Thomas out there play against Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett is injured. Clown he is getting some rest. Parrott is getting some. He's not playing today. Um, Pretty much everybody is out, and what can you say? I just hope that we play somebody. I just hope our offense gets one snap with so many new pieces in the offense. But I guess Joe Judge is thinking since everybody's injured, there's not really any new pieces that will be out there for this offense. So I guess he's waiting until maybe next week when Kenny can play, or maybe Kadarius Toney can play, and then that's you getting chemistry with new guys. But other than that, pretty much the same offense that's going to go out there. Besides Devontae Booker, I guess. Let's see if the O line can play like. I mean, and this is the backup offensive line, and that's the thing. This is the backup offensive line, and they've been blocking really well. But yeah, none of the starters are playing. There's a couple of sprinkled in starters playing on defense, and when I say sprinkled in starters, I mean rotational defensive players that are going to get a lot of snaps. But none of the starters are playing, and none of the starters are playing for the Browns either. No, there's one more preseason game with the Patriots after this. Right after this, there's another Patriots preseason game. We have some joint practices with the Patriots. I think maybe it is Thursday and Friday again or something like that. But still one more game to go. And then 2 weeks after that game is when we actually play some real football. All right, let's go, people. Still got Case Keenum in there. I think our second stringers are going to probably get a half. Case Keenum out there. Madre Harper at the bottom of your screen. And man, this is definitely a zone. Got linebackers lined up over top of. Oh boy, that was not a good looking cover two zone. There were way too many people open right there. Yeah, the starters might play. They might play next week. I think it doesn't seem like Judge wants our starters to get any kind of reps in the preseason. Maybe he doesn't think that's valuable. And a lot of people just follow what Joe Judge says blindly. But again, he has made some mistakes. I remember he even admitted that he made a mistake with DJ. You got to make that tackle. Madre Harper is trying to be cute. You got to make that tackle, man. He's not going to make this roster though. But I remember Joe Judge admitting that he should have not rushed Daniel Jones back, and you see how he's kind of changed everything with not rushing any of these players back, taking extra time off. So they don't have to deal with the same issue that DJ had to deal with coming back. So he could learn from this year, and next year he could change how he addresses the preseason because this is his first time. And I mean, if you look at the Patriots where he came from, they played their starters the last 2 or 3 games. I think a lot of teams. I can't think of many teams that haven't played their starters. I guess it's only the Giants and the Browns. And the Browns are just moving down the field, like no issues at all. This second string defense has been underwhelming. You got Darnay Holmes at slot though. Darnay Holmes made a nice tackle though. Nice one-on-one tackle with the running back. But they got to straighten this out, man. I think that's BJ Hill or David Moa and BJ Hill are getting pushed off the ball. Carter Coughlin and Reggie Ragland were getting blocked up too. Now you got Raymond Johnson in there. So David Moa got a hit on the quarterback, but this pass rush is coming in way too slow. And if let's see, is Zimenez? I can't tell. It looked like they double teamed someone, but I couldn't tell who was. I can't tell who was who. You said the Bills haven't played their starters yet. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I haven't seen anything from Josh Allen. '93 right there, making a great play. That's Trent Harris. Trent Harris has been having a great preseason. He's been having a great preseason, a great training camp. He was all over the backfield yesterday, not yesterday, but Friday. He was all in the backfield the day before, and he was terrorizing that Jets offensive line last week. So Trent Harris is someone that I think probably deserves a spot on this roster. Can't tell who this is lining up on the edge. He looks pretty small. Who is that? 44. Oh, they almost gave him a touchdown right there if it wasn't for that overthrow. But 44 brought some pressure right there. Let's see who that is. I know 44 on offense is Rising John. Oh, that was a Fadi Odenigbo. Odenigbo bent that corner pretty fast. Yeah, Odenigbo definitely stopped that touchdown from happening because he got there pretty quick. So now I see him over there on the edge. Trent Harris on the other side. Two guys that have been applying some pressure so far. Odenigbo with a nice move. Another guy coming. That ball should have been intercepted, and they're really going to throw a flag for that, man. They're really going to throw a flag. Look at Raymond Johnson, though. Yeah, Carter Coughlin was in great position on that play. He just didn't turn his head. If he would have turned his head, they would have called that a great play. But since he didn't turn his head around, they got that. They got those free plays. Yeah, Carter Coughlin. I mean, for him to be playing coverage is very new to him. I mean, inside linebacker, he just moved there. For him to be in coverage is something he really hasn't done. Yeah, the Giants defense is pretty much they're falling, man. They're folding. And then you got the Browns announcer just like completely just over analyzing a 2-3 yard pass. That's not a big time catch. It's a 2 yard pass, man. All right, Madre Harper still out there. Dearness Johnson just missed a great chance to just get over to the edge and get a touchdown. He was so focused on getting north south that he lost out on a nice opportunity. I'm definitely ready for the season, man. Definitely, because this is getting really boring. No starters out there, man. Like it's getting really hard to watch. Way too much time for Case Keenum, and he throws an interception. Quincy Wilson right there taking it out of the end zone, brought it back to the 15-yard line. I don't think Quincy Wilson has a shot at making this roster, but good for him for making that interception. I think he'll probably have a shot at someone else's roster if he keeps making plays like that. But I don't know why Case Keenum threw that, because that receiver was not open. Notice you won't see Browns fans saying that they need to trade for a new backup quarterback, though. So the Giants offense is going to take over at the 15-yard line. We'll see if they can drive pretty much the length of the field to score. We'll see. You said I like seeing the depth, but it's just, I think I would probably appreciate this more if I had already gotten to see our starters play like one drive. But it's just like I waited pretty much this entire week because I wanted to see our offense get a drive and our starting defense get a drive. And then I find out yesterday or this morning pretty much that starters won't play again. I think at that point I'm just pretty much annoyed from that. Said both of these teams ain't going to the Super Bowl ever. No, Kadarius Toney is like, that dude's never going to play, man. I'll just tell you that. That's the secret I'll let you in on. Kadarius Toney will never play. He's never going to play, man. That dude is never going to play. But yeah, pretty much nobody is playing that's a starter. I think like somebody was banging on my door. I think I don't think anybody is playing that hasn't already played last week. Azeez Ojulari, I don't think is playing today. I don't see Lorenzo Carter out there. Oh yeah, I saw it, man. I saw it. But what's going on, Word? Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I can't get as excited for this. I just think, like I said, I feel like I haven't gotten to see the starters out there, so I'm still kind of nervous about how they'll look, even against backups, because we need this offense to be so good. But yeah, I mean, let's see what this second string offensive line can do. And that's what I mean. Glennon is a backup. I don't think we'll see them even play a half next week. I think they'll probably play a quarter if they play. There we go, Glennon on the bootleg. Oh boy. Glennon just overthrew Damian Willis on that. Glennon is not good at throwing on the run at all, and that might be an issue. Hey, that's great, man. I remember word. I remember I used to work on Sundays, and yeah, I pretty much watched every game on my phone. Like I was sneaking to watch pretty much every game like that. There goes Corey Clement making some yards out of nothing. Um, I think he's saying Siggy Barber still on the Giants, really. Anyway, D Marshall, I think the starters are going to get the same amount of reps, um, all the same reps that they got last week in practice against the Patriots. And I think the reason that we practice with the Browns, I think the reason that you don't see the starters out there now and some rotational players out there now is because I think the coaching staff already saw what they wanted to see in practice. Friday, they said the Giants starters had a really good practice, and the Browns head coach, Kevin Stefanski, said that he had no plans of playing his starters. So I guess Joe Judge said if he's not going to play his starters, there's no point in me playing mine. And that's what happens. 4th and 1, I guess Joe Judge is going to punt this. Got to test out that punt coverage. Yep, I worked in a. I think I worked in a restaurant, and I would be at like the front counter, and I would have my phone like on the desk behind the counter, with the volume really low. Let's see if we can make some tackles. Cam Brown continues to show out on special teams, man. All right, so we got a pretty quick 3 and out after that, but pretty much because Mike Glennon missed that throw. Yeah, I mean, if the Giants can stay completely healthy, that's just the thing. I mean, we got guys. I mean, if we can stay healthy, that would be great. The thing is, there's just too many guys that are injury prone. Sterling Shepard, I mean, dude is injury prone. Kenny Galladay is injury prone. John Ross is injury prone. Saquon is injury prone at this point. DJ has dealt with some injuries. The defense, I think, is a lot more safe, but the offense is really injury prone. So if we can stay healthy, and if the interior starters of the offensive line can stay healthy, then I think we can win 11 games. But that's all about us staying healthy. And it's about guys not regressing, about guys not making stupid mistakes, about the offensive line not completely obliterating us and being the reason that we don't make the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Saquon is injury prone. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely looking to see what Dave Mega does for us this year, man. Yep. Dave Mega is. Why are they showing James Hudson beside Joe Thomas like they're the same? Doesn't make any sense. What's going on, Tosh? Said it reminds you of the 2011 season. I'm not sure about that. The 2011 season, we had just come off of a 10-6 record. Yeah, and we didn't have a good defense either in 2011. We had our defense was 32nd, I think. 32nd. Bad run game. Offensive line was actually pretty good. At least pass blocking. Still had Snead. We still had Deal. Yeah. I'd say this is completely different. This is completely different because we got it. Oh, that's a great tackle. That's a great big play saving tackle by Sam Bill out of all people. But I would say 2011, our offense wasn't really in question at all. The defense definitely had their struggles. They gave up play after play after play. And I don't think we were expected to be a bad team. I mean, we had just come off of a 10-win team, a 10-win season where we missed out on the playoffs. So, or was that 2009 when we did that? Either way, we had come off of a pretty solid season. There we go with the first sack of the season for Carter Coughlin, or the first sack of the preseason. Carter Coughlin is my guy, man. He's one of my favorite Giants, and I got to get some Carter Coughlin merch. But Carter Coughlin, I really just love the way. I love how he could possibly be used out there. He's a guy that can play inside. He can play outside. and you can really blitz him from everywhere, and he's effective everywhere. He's really like a poor man's Michael Parsons. Oh yeah, this season is not all up to DJ. I would actually say this season is more up to the offensive line. Being honest with you, because even if DJ plays exactly at the same level he played last year, and he's just an average guy, with the new weapons and a solid offensive line, or even a decent offensive line, I mean, you should expect DJ to be around, 25 touchdowns and 12 picks or something like that. That's the level that he played at. But if for some reason the offensive line completely destroys everything, it doesn't really matter how good DJ is. He's at that point, if the offensive line is horrible, DJ has to be an elite quarterback for us to make the playoffs because you really need that protection. Especially if Saquon isn't working out well and we're not able to run the ball because the offensive line can't run block. Which I think at this point it looks like our line is going to be able to run block. Oh yeah, we're moving the ball better because this time we actually are. Well, first of all, we've actually practiced against this defense all week. Second of all, I mean we're a little bit healthier on the offensive line, and yeah, I mean second season in, there's a little bit more game planning. Second game in, there's a little bit more game planning. Like I just still don't buy into the logic that Mike Glennon is like the worst quarterback and we need to go out and spend resources to get a new quarterback, a backup. But because if your backup is in there, man, like he's a backup for a reason. And let's get out of this commercial break, man. But yeah, your backup is a backup for a reason. Because you don't want him to start. McCoy probably wanted to go somewhere else, man. He probably wanted to get paid a little bit more. But McCoy wasn't that good. McCoy, if you go back and look at how Colt McCoy played, he was not good. Like Colt McCoy was never good for us. He was just he didn't make any huge mistakes, but he was not really good. I mean, Colt McCoy, it was a lot of plays that he hurt us, man, because he just couldn't get the ball down the field. Like Colt McCoy is he throws the ball about as hard as Chad Pennington. Like he can probably throw the ball about 35 to 40 yards at most. What's going on, EJ? But yeah, I can't wait for that Denver game either, man. I got my tickets for the last game of the season against Washington, but if I would have known about that, I would have definitely gotten those tickets to that Falcons game where they're going to retire Eli's jersey. I would have definitely done that. Let's see. I want to see the offense pick up the pace right here. I guess they're hoping they can get the ball back within like 3 minutes to the end of this half. See if they can run a 2 minute drill. Or you're going to the Giants Chargers game. Yeah, that should be a fun game to go to. There's Clement right there getting some more yards. This offensive line is consistently doing their job in the run game. And Kenny Wiggins, who had a really, really bad game last week and who I thought deserved to be cut, he's doing a lot better this week. We got David Sills at the bottom of the screen. Can't tell who that is at the top. I think that might be Board. Great protection. I don't know why they keep moving Glennon around, but that's a nice catch to Alex Bachman right there. Glennon has missed his last 3 throws on the run, but that one was on the money. Oh, that's not Bachman. That's Dante Pettis. And Pettis is a good player. Pettis is a good player, but he might be on his way out because I just don't see how we can keep 7 receivers. So you got board at the bottom of your screen. I think they're going to hand this off. Rashad Penny takes this. He's got some space right here, but he is not a natural running back, and he missed a wide open hole to the outside. I mean, if that was a guy like Saquon or even Corey Clement, that'd be a 25-yard carry. But it's coming back anyway because of offense. I don't know why he didn't just continue outside, but anyway, it just ended up being a holding. But I think they like Rashad Penny a lot. They want to throw the ball to the fullback. They want to run the ball. So I don't see how Gillespie ends up getting that spot from him. All right. This one is a draw. Rashad Penny's moving pretty fast. Moving pretty fast for a fullback. See Barton go out there and get that block. This offensive line is playing really well. I'll definitely say that. This offensive line is really surprising me because last week the backup offensive line was a train wreck. Now, does that just mean that the Jets have better backup defensive linemen? That could be possible, but they're executing a lot better in general. Another draw play. This time we get about 7, 8 yards. Is that Malik Jackson? I know Malik Jackson was he was trying to start fights all week against the Giants. And then when we finally fought, Malik Jackson wasn't even anywhere to be found. He was gone. He wasn't even in the actual fight that ended up happening between Troy Hill and Shep. But let's see how this offensive line continues to play. They've been looking good pretty much all game. 3rd and 4, right at the 49-yard line. Glennon calls the timeout. Oh, yeah, Penny's looking good. Penny is definitely looking good. He's moving pretty fast. I mean, I forgot how explosive Elijah Penny is, but he's moving well. I am kind of excited to see what we have in Brian Lewis, our 3rd string guy. I am kind of interested to see what he does. There goes Clement. Tackled in the backfield. They tried to catch him off guard with another run play and didn't work out. Oh yeah, Glennon throws the ball really hard, man. Like he can throw the ball about 80 yards. Like that dude has a cannon for an arm. Yeah, Glennon can definitely sling it. That's why we picked up Glennon because apparently it looks like we want to actually attack deep downfield. Now I don't know when we're going to do that in this preseason game, but he took an early shot to David Sills pretty early. So, but this makes me think. I mean, are the starters going to play next week? Does Joe Judge think that this preseason has no value for your starters at all? Because I believe that if your starters haven't played in an actual game and they're playing week one against starters who have played like quarters and quarters of football so far, like I think Denver, if you have Bridgewater or Drew Lock, I mean they've played combined probably about 4 quarters already. So once you combine that, I mean you're playing against guys who have played a lot so far, and your starters are kind of rusty. Now I know they've scrimmaged, they've practiced, but it's not the same as tackling guys all the way to the ground, man. It's not the same. We don't know what's going on with Kadarius Toney. They won't tell us. I've seen a reporter, Dan Duggan, say that it might still have something to do with the COVID. Maybe his conditioning is wrong and he's not able to really go full force. I have no idea what's going on though. I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you what's happening with Kadarius Toney. I just hope we see him at some point, but he might end up being a guy that doesn't play at all in the preseason. And he's a guy that plays, week one or week two or week three. Same thing with Kyle Rudolph. We don't know when he'll play. He was supposed to be ready for the game opener, but I don't think so. Kenny Galladay, I think he's on track to play week one, but I highly doubt we'll see him in the preseason. Which is sad because Giants fans, like I know when we made that signing of Kenny Galladay, we were like, I cannot wait to see this dude on the field for the Giants, but we might not see it week one, but hopefully we do. Same with Saquon. I think we'll see him week one. I think Saquon is all but ready to go. I don't know, Jacob. DJ might be running for his life or he might not. We'll see. I know one thing, even if the offensive line is playing well, this these receivers have got to do a little bit better, man. They got to be healthy. Because if we don't have any receivers, then can't get anything done. Yeah, that's what I mean. Where it almost seems like Azeez was our first round pick, and I kind of forget that we drafted Kadarius Toney. But I mean, when you think of it, he's kind of like a consolation prize. Like we got all of those picks from the Bears. We have what, like 6 picks in the first 3 rounds. Oh boy, he missed the tackle. Who was that missed that tackle? That was Matt Cole, who made the great special teams play last year, and he missed that first tackle. If he was able to do that, I mean, Matt Cole will be fighting CJ Board for another one of those special teams back at the end receiver roster spots, but we'll see. He's been able to get down the field pretty well. You said you're having your doubts. I mean, oh, you're saying about the offensive line. Oh, I could definitely see that, man. We have some serious depth issues on the offensive line. The offensive line starters look pretty good this past week in practice. They look decent against the Jets starters. So I'm gonna give it some time to see how they look. But if anybody gets hurt, I definitely agree with you. We don't have any depth on the offensive line besides Nate Solder. Um, it looks like Jonathan Harrison's playing pretty well, but we got to get some more depth there. Kyle Murphy, I think, was playing well, but I think he's out for the year. I think he like broke something or something like that. So the Browns should be in their 2 minute drill right now. See how this defense plays here. Oh, this is Kyle Aletta, the former Giant. Zimenez around the corner, man. Zimenez, that's the play that I wanted to see from Zimenez because Zimenez has a bunch of moves. I was calling him Ziminy Crickets a couple months ago, and I said, listen, I'll stop calling him that because I'm hoping that he turns up and has a good year this year. And if he can start turning the corner like that, I'm definitely going to like watching him play. I think he can help us a lot. I see Coughlin is balling. Maybe you're a play ahead of me. 3rd and 13. I know they did not give up that first down, man. I forgot what happened with Loretta. When did we get rid of Kyle Loretta? I think Kyle Loretta got arrested or something. Didn't he get like arrested for like taking an exit or something on his way to practice? It was something weird that he got arrested. It was just something, a bunch of strange stuff. And he was a Shermer guy. But I don't remember why he ended up getting cut. Oh yeah, Madre Harper is awful. He didn't get a speeding ticket. He got like he took some road or some exit that he wasn't supposed to take, and then he just kept driving. So I don't remember exactly what happened. Looking that up now. What's up, Joseph? Yeah, okay. Colorado made a right turn from the wrong lane, and he almost hit a police car while he did it. So he got arrested for that. That's kind of a weird thing to arrest somebody over. Like he made a right turn and he almost, I guess, because he almost hit the car that pissed the officer off and he got arrested. But yeah. After that, I think he ended up getting cut like a year after that, actually. But I think Colorado would have been a good backup. That does kind of make me think like we should have kept that dude. Because I mean, who do we have behind him? Alex Tanney. They loved Alex Tanney for some reason because he was basically the quarterback's coach at one point, but he ended up going to Philly. Um, they should have just hired Alex Tanney as the quarterback's coach and kept Loletta because I think Loletta was always a pretty solid backup. I remember he was like flawless in the preseason for a while. Oh yeah, Rising John could be definitely good down the road. Look at Zemedes feeling it. You said the guy from Princeton thinks he knows better. Oh yeah, we never really saw what we wanted from Davis Webb, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that he wouldn't have been that good at this point. Oh, that is a bad throw by Loletta right there, though. That was a horrible missed throw. If that dude was wide open. That time their pass protection held up. I would say for the most part, Trent Harris has been looking really good so far, but he's been a little bit quieter in this game. We got Odenabo out there. I think you have Zimenez lined up over lined up inside. Jimenez is great with using his hands. Ojulari didn't play today. I think he just gave Ojulari the day off because he's played so much. Because all the other outside linebackers have been injured. All right, they got Jimenez inside. So it looks like the Giants are going to run a lot of NASCAR stuff. Because Jimenez is back inside. And he's been getting double teamed this whole last two drives. So the Browns are about 25 yards, 15, 20, probably about 20, 25 yards away from being in a solid field goal range. See if the defense can step up here. What do I think our record will be? I think I predicted us to win. I don't know. I do not remember. But what I'll say I think our record will be is probably around 10, 11 wins. I really think that this schedule is easier than last year. What's going on, LA Rams? I think our schedule is easier than last year. I think we could possibly start off 3-0. Washington is a little bit difficult, but I mean, Broncos, I think that's a very winnable game, especially with their quarterback situation. Washington, we usually win against them. The Falcons usually win against them. And then conveniently, the LA Rams is in the chat. But LA Rams is our first like opponent where we're like, oh man, this is a horrible matchup, or a matchup we don't really want. So we could start off 3-0. It's possible. And I think starting off 3-0 makes your team a lot. It makes you a lot more likely to make the playoffs, in my opinion. I think Kyle Aletta was the one who like juked somebody out for us a couple of years ago in the red zone. He like ran to the sideline and then juked somebody out, and they fell down. Oh, look at who's that been in the corner. That's a nice tackle from Carter Coughlin, though. So the defense is playing pretty well. They got zero timeouts. Um, I think it's going to be really hard to sweep this entire division. It's really hard for teams to do that. But I think again, like I said, we got Odell is a weird dude. He got his head wrapped up in the towel, whispering some stuff. But they have zero timeouts. They're 19 seconds. They got to get the ball at least 12 yards to be in the field goal range or in the edge of field goal range. I think Dallas has a chance to be really good, but Dak, something's going on with his back, man. Something's going on with his back on the side of his throwing shoulder, and that's something to be concerned about. I really think. It looks like they're just throwing a Hail Mary. He is wide open. No flags. Now, those Browns receivers, both of them actually had our corners beat badly. I mean, 12 was wide open, but he just didn't have enough to get the ball to him. That's why Kyle Aletta never. I don't think the Giants ever felt like Aletta would end up being our starter. He just lacks that arm strength. Really underthrew that. And that's why teams love those quarterbacks with those huge arms. The Giants called a timeout. What do they want? They want a punt play or something, or they just want to see one more play? I mean, obviously they wouldn't do this in a normal game, but I think he's doing this obviously to evaluate some more. So they want to see a Hail Mary play. I'm thinking. like I understand that Joe Judge and Stefanski were like we liked in practice, but or we liked what we saw in practice, but nothing really can simulate getting tackled to the ground in football, man. I just don't think you can simulate that, even if you are hitting in pads. Let's see Zimenez on the edge. Zimenez is looking really good on the edge, man. I mean, he's explosive coming off the football. He's using his hands really well. I mean, if you see him out there again, just keep your eyes on Zimenez because he's really coming off the football well. When they lined him up inside, he didn't look as good, but on the edge, he looks right at home and he looks really ferocious. I don't know, man. Or not, man. I don't know, Lisa. The Broncos game could be a good game. Um, we never know. Let's see what happens here. That was definitely a false start. But look at Zimenez again coming off the ball. Trent Harris needed to make that sack. That is awful football, man. Yeah, if Laletta would have found a way to score, if Laletta would have found a way to score, a lot of guys would have been getting cut, man. But Lisa, to answer your question about the Broncos, I think that the Broncos game all depends on if the connection between Galladay coming off of that hamstring is good, and the connection with him and DJ, Saquon coming back, and John Ross. I think those three, if they have those three back and healthy and ready to go, I think we could possibly really, do some damage to the Broncos because all we have to do is get up on them and they won't be able to really pin their ears back and just pass rush the entire time. But if we come out and Galladay isn't healthy or Galladay and DJ aren't on the same page, then it can kind of get tricky because if they happen to get in the end zone at all and they get to like a 7 to 10 point lead and they start to just unleash that pass rush, we are not equipped to deal with Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. At least not game one. I don't think we're equipped for that. And DJ has got to protect the football because I think that Drew Lock will throw us an interception. I think that Lock will turn the ball over, but um, uh, we got to not turn the ball over back because if we played the type of football we're supposed to play, we really should win that game easily. I really believe that because we've shown that we can run the football as an offensive line. We have the weapons to do it, and we've got some new weapons to throw the football. They've got some nice pieces in that secondary, but we really should not be scared to throw the football against anybody. Yeah, KT, Galladay, John Ross, Saquon, Evan Ingram, Rudolph. We'll see if he's back. Probably not. But there's a ton of weapons on the Giants offense. If we can just play our game, not turn the football over, and not, uncharacteristically give up a ton of yards and a ton of points to a Broncos team that isn't really that good on offense, when you consider their quarterback, I think we should win that game. Kadarius Toney, I just hope he plays. I just hope he plays week one at least. I hope that he will play last preseason game. Everything looked like it was good. And I said maybe they're just being a little bit cautious and he'll play this game. But then they said he had a setback. I don't know what the setback was. They said he re-aggravated something. Anyway, that happens. And hopefully we'll see him next week. If not, hopefully we see him week one. If not that, hopefully we see him at all this year. That's it. I think him out there is going to be an explosive player. I think he's someone, if we can get the ball in his hands, he's going to make he's going to make fans really excited because I think he's going to make a lot of big plays by just having the ball in open space. But if he can never get on the field, I mean, he has no use to the team. It's just that simple. And it's not to say like he's not dealing with anything legitimate. It's just until he gets on the field, I can't really say anything about him. Let's see, they're just going over the highlights. Give me a quick second to get a drink of water. All right, we're back. Um, Nothing I've really seen too crazy in this game. I liked how the offensive line has been playing. I've seen Zimenez flash a couple of times. Rising John flashed. Devontae Booker flashed. Hopefully, we see something nice. I mean, I'm pretty much just staying in here until I see Brian Lewis play a little bit. I might split. I probably have to leave early anyway to get something done, but I might be gone before we see too much from Lure, but I at least want to see a drive from him before I get out of here. Exactly, Lisa. I mean, if you have Saquon out there, in the past, Saquon has been. Oh yeah, I definitely want to see some more from Platzgummer. I hope that dude can make the roster. I mean, I don't think he has any shot at making a roster, but I just have like an irrational desire to see him make this roster because he's just such a great story. If you look at his highlights, he looked like a beast. Back in when he was playing in Austria. So I'm rooting for Platzgummer definitely. But yeah, Saquon, they've been able to stack the box against him pretty much ever since Odell left. So now since we've added so much, they shouldn't be able to do that. We should be able to run the ball easier. And that should open up things. Having to account for Saquon should open up things for Kenny Galladay and Sterling Shepard, John Ross, Kadarius Toney. Hopefully, we'll get to see Kyle Rudolph somewhere sometime soon. So tonight you got the 49ers at Chargers. I wonder if they'll play their starters. I don't remember seeing Justin Herbert do anything, so maybe they're one of those teams that's not going to play their starters. Saquon rocking a Phil Simms shirt. Yeah, he wears a ton of shirts like that. See if we can get Lurick out here. I have no idea if DJ is going to play at all. I didn't think that he would. I mean, I thought that he would have played this week, but it maybe Joe Judge is using those scrimmages with other teams as barometers for if he's deciding if DJ needs reps, and maybe he thinks he doesn't need any reps. He looked pretty good on Friday in the practices, but I mean, I really want to see the entire offense and the entire defense go out there, play at least one drive, just go out there and just get tackled to the ground. Go out there and play actual football, not just hitting. You cannot simulate live tackling. And Joe Judge, out of all people, someone who talks about making sure that they're tackling to the ground and practicing how you play. He should understand that. I don't understand why I didn't see this first team offense and defense out there just if for any reason to make sure that you just have been in a live game environment. What position do you think we will take next year with two draft picks in the first round? Um, First, I'll tell you who I think we should take. Um, I like Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa. I like him at center. I think he's someone we should definitely target. And I think he's like a generational center prospect. So maybe Nick Gates can move over to guard or something. But I definitely would look towards taking Tyler Linderbaum. Um, Definitely someone I'm looking for. Another player is Kyle Hamilton because Peppers is probably leaving. Whether we like it or not, it's a salary cap league. Peppers is probably leaving, and I think Kyle Hamilton is a great center field kind of safety, which I don't think we have a great center field safety. So that lets you just move Xavier McKinney down. Also, Logan Ryan is getting older. So that lets you move Xavier McKinney down to that strong safety spot where I think he's going to wreak havoc. Let him kind of rotate back and forth with Logan Ryan. And then after that, you got Kyle Hamilton down playing that deep safety spot, giving us that deep middle of the field coverage type of safety. And then my third option, which is the option I really want to do more than anything, is to trade both of those picks and maybe a fourth round pick, move up from wherever we are, and just say we're using one first round pick, trade both of those, and go up and get Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon because he's that generational pass rusher. And how many times have you seen one of these generational pass rushers not work out? Joey Bosa, that was a hit. Nick Bosa, that was a hit. Chase Young, hit. Myles Garrett, hit. I mean, all of these generational type pass rushers have ended up being great players. So I feel like you should use whatever resources you have to get one of those guys because you can't trade for one of those guys in the NFL. You got to go up and you got to draft them. So use those two picks, go up, get your first round pick, get your you get your edge player, and I think we got that edge player locked down for the next 8 years, and let Azeez Ojulari, if he turns out to be a great player for us, we have two bookend edge rushers that we can use there. But Kayvon Thibodeau is going to be a monster. What's going on, Twine? Garrett is involved in the choice for the offense. Yeah, to a certain extent, definitely, definitely. Um, Nothing happened to Jabril Peppers. I'm just saying, if you look at our salary cap, I just don't see space for us to be able to re-sign Jabril Peppers. Maybe we do, but we already signed Logan Ryan. Um, we got Kenny Galladay, we got Leonard Williams that are getting paid a ton of money. If we want to pay DJ any money, so I guess it depends on if we draft the quarterback next year or not, or if we plan on drafting the quarterback next year. But if we have to pay DJ any kind of money, Jabril Peppers simply can't come back. The money doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. So for Jabril Peppers coming back, I mean, at that point, you would just say that you just don't think that that Daniel Jones is going to get a second contract, which is fine. But I'm saying if DJ does get a second contract, the money just simply does not work out for Jabril Peppers coming back. It's possible though. It's definitely possible. But if Jabril Peppers has like some kind of all pro level season, I think the Giants probably will find a way to bring him back. But if he plays a season like last year where he's like a Pro Bowl caliber guy, but not the best safety in the league, I think he walks. But of course, I don't want him to leave. I'm just thinking that's how things will happen. Same thing with Sterling Shepard. Don't want to see either of these guys go. In fact, I'm going to get a Sterling Shepard jersey soon. Um, I'm gonna get one soon. That's gonna be the next jersey I get because I just thought that fight that he was in was so entertaining. But yeah, I just don't see how these guys come back. They're gonna both command over 12 million a year, and Peppers would probably want 15 million a year. I just don't see how we can pay it. Got the Browns out here starting in the second half. I think Zimenez's day is probably done. As that a letter he ripped it. Nice play action, solid pocket. That's a strike. You said Carter and Solder is out. Carter and Solder. I don't think Solder played this game. I'm pretty sure Solder didn't play in this game, but maybe you meant Lorenzo Carter. Oh, you mean after this year? Okay, okay, that makes sense. I don't know. We'll see about Lorenzo Carter. I think he fits this defense perfectly. But if he has like a 7-8 sack year, and we have to choose between him and something else, he could be someone that doesn't come back because we can't probably afford to pay that dude double digits in the millions either. That is a bad drop. What's going on with Johnson right there? It looks like he's not. Looks like something's going on right there. But yeah, I'm definitely getting this Sterling Shepard shirt. I mean, Sterling Shepard jersey. See what's going on. Yeah, I could definitely agree with you on that. Yeah, it's definitely possible. You said, "Can I live stream a game?" I can't. I can't do that. YouTube will take that. YouTube will take that down within about 5 minutes of me live streaming the game. The actual, yeah, that wouldn't work. YouTube will take that down. But yeah, hopefully we can see some Brian Lewerk and some Platzgummer soon. Platzgummer, do I know what time the first quarter ended? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you at all. I don't remember. Um, I would guess probably it took about 45 minutes, 40 minutes maybe. Shep is a top 5 slot in the league. I'm not sure. I mean, when you look at it, somebody brought this up to me and I didn't even think about it because when you look at their percentages, they actually are slot receivers. Like Keenan Allen is technically a slot receiver. Tyreek Hill is a slot receiver. Godwin is a slot receiver, obviously. Um, there's a ton of guys who play mostly in the slot. I don't know. But Shep to me is a guy who's a good route runner who can definitely get open. But he's an elite player, I think, at what he does. But I think Shepard is going to get replaced by Kadarius Toney. If he doesn't get replaced by Kadarius Toney, then that means Kadarius really isn't doing what he was brought here to do. You still got Odenabo in here. I think that's Zimenez on the other side. I can't tell. That's another drop right there. And that was Trent Harris. Adoree Jackson. This dude is an idiot. That is not Adoree Jackson. That's Josh Jackson. Come on now. Let's be smart, man. That's not Adoree Jackson. He's standing on the sideline. Oh, that was Rodarius Williams. Okay, so we're both wrong. But yeah, definitely. It was definitely exciting to see to see everything going on with the Shep stuff. I actually made some merch about it. I just thought it was hilarious. I made these shirts and these I made some hoodies and stuff for the for the fight because that was definitely the most hilarious part of this week. Now let me look back at this chat real quick. Let's see. Oh, okay. Tom from Austria. Was Sandro? No. Sandro didn't play the first half. Sandro hasn't played yet. He should play on this next drive. I think so. I'm pretty sure he'll be out there. If he's not out there, it'll be Gary Brightwell, but Sandro will probably eventually play. Greg, you didn't really miss much. Let's see. Who got the interception? It was Quincy Wilson that got the interception. Offensive line, they look good. They definitely look good. This was all the backup offensive line, but they were run blocking well. They pass blocked pretty well. Zimenez was coming off the ball fast. Devontae Booker looked good running the ball. Glennon looked a little bit better. Shep should have had 1,000 yards probably the last 3 or 4 years, but he just never does it. Oh, this is the link to the merch, James. This is the link to the merch. But if Shep should have had 1,000 yards, but he can just never stay healthy. Like the past couple of years, he's been in like 800, 900, and he just should have had 1,000 yards by now, and he always gets hurt. That dude is an old school Browns fan. He's got the Browns logo from like the 80s or before that, before the 80s probably. No, none of the starters played today, Greg. No starters played pretty much. All right. Is this Lurkey? Okay, we got Brian Lurkin finally. Hand the ball off right there. Let's see if we can get something going with this third string quarterback. Because if Lurk shows something in these games, more than likely you'll see Lurk on the practice squad. He's got a little speed to him. Whoa. You can't go for the head like that, man. But more than likely, you'll see Lurk on the practice squad, and they'll be developing him to be the eventual backup. So we'll see what he's got here. I don't know what's going on with the Giants, but they keep on drafting these quarterbacks that are built and look exactly like Daniel Jones, like with just a different number. This is really actually pretty funny. I guess his name isn't Lurk, it's Lewerke. All right, 3rd and 6 here. Yeah, he overshot that a little bit, but I appreciate the aggressiveness. Aaron Robinson is still on the he's on the injury list. He's on the pup list. Aaron Robinson hasn't played yet. Aaron Robinson might not play. He might start the season off on the pup list, which will make him not play for the first 6 weeks of the season. But he hasn't practiced yet with the core injury. So the Giants will just punt it. A quick 3-and-out from Lewerke. Maybe next drive we'll see Sandro. Cam Brown looks really good out there on special teams. That dude's a monster. All right, now the Browns have got some running back in there that's wearing 49. That dude number 40 looks like Peyton Hillis. Is that Carter Coughlin? That's 46. Never mind. No, number 40 looks like he's never caught a pass in his life. But he also looks like the Incredible Hulk. That dude looks like a fullback. Stanton the fourth. Yeah, that's a big dude. That dude looks he's got to be like 270 pounds. There's no way, man. There's no way, man. There's no way, man. This dude is too big to be getting open and shaking people like this. Like, this is a huge guy. Oh, what's going on, Miss? Yeah, he's tired after that. He's too big to be catching all those passes and staying in. Oh yeah, oh man. Yeah, Carter Coughlin looked good, I'll say. Zimenez looked good. Um, those two definitely look good on defense, I'll say. Quincy Wilson had the interception, but I haven't been able to really pay attention to him every snap. Raymond Johnson got a nice hit on the quarterback too, so that's what I noticed on defense. Yeah, Glennon looked good. He looked decent. Oh, you got to get out and make that tackle. Yeah, that's a touchdown right there. Yeah, you got to get out and make that tackle, man. What do you guys think of Ryan Santoso? He's been kicking the ball really well, and a couple of Giants fans want to keep him and cut Riley Dixon to save some cap space because he is listed as a punter and he does have a big leg. And I'm not sure. Maybe we should take the trade value for him because we probably get a 7th round pick. So teams are always looking for kickers. So you don't mind going 0-3. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We have a shot at winning this game, but I mean, I really don't pay attention to the score in the preseason. Oh yeah, Santoso was definitely pretty big. I mean, I remember we had what's the guy's name? He was our last kicker. He was our last kicker. Um Aldrich Rosas. Aldrich Rosas was like 6'3", 230 pounds. That dude is a big dude. And then before that, we had Steve Weatherford at punter. Bunch of huge dudes, aren't like unnecessarily big dudes for being kickers and punters. The Browns have got a lot of good running back depth, though. They're going to cut somebody that's pretty good. I hope we can see Sandro get in there and have another nice run. I mean, one thing I've noticed is that Madre Harper and Devontae Downs are horrible players. Um, yeah, they're both not good players. I see people still talking about getting a backup quarterback, man. Like, we have to worry about the quarterback that's out there first before we start talking about it. We need some all world backup quarterback. Ryan Connolly at this point, I don't think he's even good right now. I mean, after he tore his ACL, he never really bounced back. Last time I checked, he was on the Vikings, but pretty much after he tore his ACL and came back, he wasn't the same. It was just crazy because he looked really good for the Giants that first year, but After that, man, it's been bad. It's sad too. Hopefully, after a year of him, he played last year. He played 14 games last year. He ended up getting 6 tackles. So yeah, that pretty much tells you what's going on with him. 6 tackles. Oh, look at Clement getting him some yards. This offensive line has been opening up holes all day. This makes me feel a lot better about our depth on the line because it seems like these guys are doing their job. Now, mind you, they're against backups, but it seems like they're getting their job done. Ted Larson, maybe he's giving us some stability up there. I'm going to be keeping my eye on him for the next couple of drives, for the next couple of plays at least. Yeah, I mean the thing is, you got to make a roster, man. You got to put together the best guys on the roster. So we can't really put guys away and just hope that they can rehab and hope that they can bounce back to what they were used to being because you got to make a roster. But Connolly is still on the Vikings, and we'll see if he can do something this next season. And also, you got to remember we switched defenses. They might not like what Connolly provides for the defense we have now. I don't think we're in a bad position linebackers wise though. But Connolly would have been great if he would have stayed healthy. I think he would have been a good linebacker for us. Harrison's still snapping this ball. Larson's in there. Slade is in there. Yeah, this third string quarterback. I don't think he's as bad as Clayton Thorson. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh definitely. Yeah, Devontae Downs. I mean, yeah, I think Connolly is definitely better than Devontae Downs. 3rd and 14. Let's see what you got, Lurkey. Let's see what you got. They're going to probably send the house at you. You got John in the slot. A nice chip at tight end. Okay. Yeah, not really impressed with him either, but what can you do? He's a third string guy. We're not going to keep him on the roster. He's here just to give the other guys arms a rest. But one thing I like about him is that he's mobile. So at the very least in the scout room, you'll be able to get something from him. I think also Kadarius Tony is going to be running some scout team quarterback for us too. Is like a Kyler Murray clone or something like that. Not full time, obviously, but I think he'll do some of that just to give the defense a look. But yeah, lower key has a slow start so far. 2 3 and outs, I think. Well, his second time, Clement got a first down, but he hasn't really thrown for much. I'm thinking I'm going to give our offense one more drive, and then I'll probably jump off of here. Devontae Downs has no business making this roster, though. If I could get drafted by the Giants, what position would I play? I probably would play. I'd probably play quarterback, and I just run every play. Just run every play. I'm 6 feet, so I'm short for a quarterback, so I just have to run around the line. Either that or punter, so I could be the Giants punter for 20 years. But yeah, I'll probably end this after the Giants' next drive. So like this, after the Browns go, and then we get the ball back, and our drive happens, I'll probably go out and play him. I just got really confused because I was reading this tweet. Apparently, Matt Cole was playing cornerback this past drive, and he was playing better than Madre Harper. Matt Cole seems like somebody that Joe Judge likes. That dude is playing wide receiver and cornerback. He might be a sleeper to make the roster. He can play special teams. He's a wide receiver, and he can play corner. That's that's a lot. Now they got Trent Harris playing middle linebacker. Wow. They're running a 4-3 right now. Oh, look at Devontae Downs. Just when I started talking trash about him, the dude makes a nice, decent play. But yeah, they just switched to a 4-3, a base 4-3 defense. So I guess Patrick Graham is working out the flexibility, seeing if he can change these guys into 4-3 guys, 3-4 guys, because they like to move people around. Now they're back to a 3-4. Now they're back to a 4-3. Yeah, they're moving people around a lot. I mean, I guess Colorado is a little bit of a veteran, so he knows what's going on. But if this is a rookie, he'd be probably confused because there's just switching back in between 4-3 and 3-4. Matt Cole, look at him. 83 playing some cornerback at the bottom of the screen. I just love it, man. I just want to see how he plays. Oh, that's a lot of space. Demetric Felton is he's electrifying. Yeah, Patrick Graham lost about 40 pounds at least. He's had to have lost at least 40 pounds of weight in the last like 9, 10 months. Right now, you're going to see these kind of runs happen because you got guys playing middle linebacker that have never played it. What's good word? Yeah, you got guys playing middle linebacker that usually don't play it. So that stuff is going to happen. But they're back in a 4-3 again. That's that should have been an interception. You cannot sit there and let the ball come to you. Who is that? 34. That's Sam Bill. What is Sam Bill doing? He completely lost track of the football. So you got Sam Bill, Rodarius Williams in the slot again, and Matt Cole out there at the top of your screen. I mean, someone would think that you would just throw it towards whoever number 83 is on your screen. Like, I mean, you see number 83 trying to guard a receiver, you're like, this dude isn't a cornerback. So this time they're back in a 3-4. Yeah, this game is starting to get boring again to me. Demetric Felton was a running back I was looking at before we took Brightwell. Felton, I was looking at the guy out of Louisiana. I think his name was Elijah Mitchell. There we go. Felton and Mitchell were two guys I was looking at as possible guys for the Giants to draft. I think if they would have gotten one of them, they wouldn't have gotten Corey Clement. But I think those are good players. I know you did not miss that sack. That is awful refereeing. He got out of both of those sacks. That's disgusting tackling. The Browns fans should be booing at that. That's horrible refereeing, man. Let's see. Raymond Johnson misses the first sack. 46 misses the next sack, and then they blow the whistle. That is not. That is he clearly escaped that sack. They never even grabbed a hold of him. Like they never once grabbed a hold of him. But whatever, they credit us with the sack. The blitz came through. They just couldn't make that tackle. All right, so the Giants are going to get the ball back. After this drive, I'm going to sign off. So let's hope that Lewerke can make this an exciting drive. Because I know as soon as I sign off, Sandro is going to get back in and he's going to run the ball for like 80 yards. But of course, we got a commercial break before we start this. So again, I mean, I haven't really grasped any new reflections from this game besides, everything I've already said. Nothing really has changed. Lewerke seems like he's better than Clayton Thorson because it's kind of hard not to be better than Clayton Thorson. But he does not seem like he's a good third string quarterback. But how many good third string quarterbacks are there really in the league anyway? I mean, if you end up down to your third string quarterback, you're pretty much screwed. Like, it's really not much there. Sam Bill, though, man, he just sealed his fate. I think Sam Bill and Montre Harper have to both go. I think we have enough. I think like we have enough bodies in camp. I do not think we need any more cornerbacks on the roster. I mean, we have Bradbury, Adoree Jackson, Darnay Holmes, Rodarius Williams. That's four. And this isn't in any order. Um, After Rodarius Williams, you got the two guys we added, Josh Jackson, Keon Crossing. Matt Cole is playing some corner. That's seven corners right there. Julian Love plays some corner for us. Quincy Wilson is playing some corner. That's 9 corners right there. So I think we have enough bodies to play corner. Like we should get rid of Madre Harper as soon as possible. Madre Harper and Sam Bill can go, man. There's Clement making something out of nothing again. The run blocking is definitely slowed down the last couple of drives. Definitely slowed down. I do like what I've seen, the couple of times I've watched Harrison. Let's see if Lewerke can actually complete a pass down the field. I'll say that Lewerke, he looks better than Clayton Thorson. I mean, he just looks better. And this is what I meant when I said that these games were boring, is that you have a bunch of guys that aren't going to make the roster literally just stumbling all over the field. All right, let's see if Lewerke can make something happen. If this stream ends in the next 2 plays, it's Lewerke's fault. Let's get a touchdown out of this. Oh my God, what a horrible throw, but it got completed. Oh yeah, it means football is close. Let's see. 3rd and 1. Let's sit here. See if we can get a first down right here. I don't ever remember. I mean, I think I started streaming games last year, like week 6 or 7 or something like that. I don't ever remember being so bored streaming a football game. Like I like football. I don't think I've ever been this bored. I think it's like the announcers. They don't have any excitement. You don't hear the crowd. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Hopefully that dude meanders okay. Dude is holding his knee. I don't know. Like I said, I think maybe I'm just frustrated that we haven't seen guys that we really have wanted to see. Like it feels like Giants football hasn't happened until our starters come out there and play. And then after that, it's okay if the backups are in there. Clement is going to pick up that first down easily. Oh yeah. Yeah, I stream hop sometimes. I go back and forth. I'll probably be in some other people's streams. Not actually in there because I'm kind of hungry. I feel like getting off, getting something to eat. But I'll probably be in some of the chats of a couple of streams for the next couple of minutes after I get off after this drive. Yeah, definitely. Giants fans, I mean, people wanted to see Kadarius Toney. People wanted to see Kenny Galladay. People wanted to see Kyle Rudolph. And people wanted to see Saquon come back. You got to hit that tight end, man. Hit the tight. Oh, David Sills with a nice catch. Okay, be aggressive then. Let's go, Lurky. Let's go, Lurky. Make this exciting. All right, had to get a drink of water. All right, let's make this exciting, Lurky. Let's make this exciting. I had to threaten to get off my stream before Lurky could finally complete a pass downfield. I just hope for Sills' sake, man, like he gets some good targets because he got overthrown at the beginning of the game. He got interfered with last game, so he hasn't actually been able to catch and make one of those big plays that he should have had so far. I think I'm thinking that yeah, there's only been one passing touchdown, and that passing touchdown was to Damian Willis in the red zone. And it was the best looking play that Clayton Thorson had last week. All right, let's get back to the game, man. Like, I don't feel like watching these same commercials that they've been showing for the last 5 years on Game Pass, man. I still can't believe Sam Bill just completely missed out on that interception like that, man. He just completely jumped out of the play because he couldn't figure out where the ball was. But let's see if Sills can finally get a nice target downfield and catch it and run into the end zone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to get a couple of defensive touchdowns. I think we're going to do a lot of blitzing this year. All right, Lurky under in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, tight end to the right. Hand off to Corey Clement again. I mean, I think they're running an option or an RPO. I can't tell because I haven't been able to really look at the whole defense, but they're doing a lot of running, and it's kind of boring at this point. I want to see what Lurky can do. I want to see what some of these back end receivers can do. I've kind of figured out that these backup offensive linemen are pretty good at run blocking. They're solid in pass protection, but I want to see what these receivers can do. Oh boy, look for the ball, Pettis. Look for the ball. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember that Julian Love play. Empty backfield. We're finally gonna get a throw. Man, you got it. You got to get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball, man. Oh, this dude isn't it, man. This dude isn't it. He's not it, man. You got to throw the ball. You got to throw the ball, man, or run or something. You can't just stand there in the pocket. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this stream, man. I can't watch these teams punt it back and forth to each other for the next quarter with all backup players that aren't going to make the rosters. But let's watch this punt, and then I'm going to get out of here. I have a video recapping what I thought of this game coming out later today. But look at Matt Cole doing his thing on special teams. He might end up on the roster. But you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for popping in the stream. And we are just 1 week closer to some meaningful football.